Welcome to a summary of the Financial Times for the 16th of July 2014. This is a selection of stories from the FT, meant for people who don't read the FT but might benefit from the information. All the content belongs to the Financial Times. The Battle for the Brightest. Babak Parvis led the development team for Google's Google Glass handset. He is now moving to Amazon. Part of the battle in the industry to secure the best talent in the market, the FT says that the industry is preparing for the next wave of technologies. Another project that Parvis was part of was Google's smart contact lenses. They help track the person's blood sugar levels and transfer that information to a mobile device. Google has announced a deal with Novartis, the pharmaceuticals company, to develop the lenses commercially. A real reshuffle. Regarding the recent reshuffling of the UK cabinet, the FT questions whether there has been a significant shift in policy. They conclude that policy making remains in Cameron's inner circle that include Jo Johnson and George Osborne, and that it is they who will determine the manifesto for the next election. The increase of long mortgages. The Bank of England's Prudential Regulation Authority told MPs that the share of long-duration mortgages is rising rapidly. Although it is a natural reaction by banks to meet new requirements for stress testing, the Bank of England warns that it may make people more financially vulnerable, leaving people unable to finish their payments once they've retired. Mark Carney says that the government may give the Bank of England more powers to restrict the amount of long-duration mortgages banks lend. Carney says he is not intending to entirely stop the use of such loans, especially since many are given to first-time buyers, but he wants to make sure that they are responsibly used. The credit cap on payday loans, starting from January 2015. The FCA stated that from January 2015, interest and fees on short-term loans mustn't exceed 0.8% a day of the amount borrowed. The FT cites the figure that the cap is estimated to save the average consumer £193 per year, but some industry critics say that the cap doesn't go far enough to protect consumers. Some large banks are looking into making payday loans themselves, such as Lloyds Banking Group. Oil exploration off the Canary Islands. Madrid has granted approval for a €7.5 billion oil exploration project off the Canary Islands. Leading the drilling consortium is the Spanish energy group Repsol, with partners Woodside from Australia and RWE from Germany. The deal has a long history of controversy. Repsol was awarded the original exploration license in 2001, but activity was stalled by legal challenges and regulatory delays. A number of the local ecological groups say that people in the Canary Islands don't want the project to go ahead due to environmental concerns and how it might affect the tourist industry. However, Spain imports 99% of its oil, and Spain is looking to decrease its reliance on foreign oil. Putin urges the BRICS to counter the US. Brazil, Russia, India and China are gathering in Brazil for the 6th annual summit. Putin has told ITA-TASS news agency that the BRICS should counter the US moves to harass other countries and impose their solutions to crisis situations. Putin would propose regular consultations between foreign ministers of the BRICS to coordinate their positions at the UN regarding regional conflicts. Iranian nuclear talks. The UK, Germany, France, Russia, China and the US have been negotiating with Iran since January for an agreement to set back Iran's nuclear program. Mohammad Javad Zarif, the Iranian foreign minister, told the New York Times that he can try to agree on maintaining current levels of nuclear material and has suggested a 6-month extension to the talks. John Kerry has dismissed this offer. There is a deadline on the talks for this Sunday to come up with some sort of agreement. Rising Malaysian companies to look out for. There has been a 3-way merger between Malaysia's largest bank, CIMB, the second biggest bank, RHB Capital, a smaller bank as well as the Malaysian Building Society. It will overtake Maybank as the largest banking group in Malaysia. Other emerging corporate champions include Axiata, a telecoms group. Volkswagen's makeover. Volkswagen is struggling with high development costs, weak productivity growth, and decreasing sales in emerging markets. However, Volkswagen is bidding to overtake Toyota as the world's largest car maker by sales by 2018. To achieve this, the company will have to seek to reduce development costs, find savings in procurement, and seek to make lower costs. Although Volkswagen has strong growth in China, sales are declining in the US, Brazil, Russia, and India. Shell's major oil find in the Gulf of Mexico. Royal Dutch Shell found its third big find in its explorations in the Gulf of Mexico. The region accounts for almost half of Shell US's oil and gas production. Shell has a stake of 57.2%, with Colombia having 28.5% of the stake, and the Chinese-owned company having 14.3% of the stake. A deal that will reshape the US tobacco market. Reynolds American is buying Lorillard for $27.4 billion. It will create a formidable rival for the Marlboro makers, Altria. The new company is expected to have approximately 40% of the US market. The price of oil tumbles. Brent crude had the largest percentage fall since the start of the year due to improving supply outlook. ICE August Brent fell to $104.39 a barrel, a 3-month low. WTI traded below $100 for the first time since May. NYMEX August WTI traded as low as $99.91.